The mind is a battlefield. For most of us, it is an endless war. A war that rages within, often without our awareness or control. Our thoughts swarm like restless bees, buzzing relentlessly between the past and the future, leaving little room for the present moment to breathe. One moment we are haunted by what we should have done, the regrets of yesterday that seem to never fade. The next moment we're consumed by what might happen tomorrow, a cascade of worries and uncertainties about the future. It's a constant whirlwind, a mental hurricane that never gives us a break. This incessant mental chatter isn't just a mild inconvenience. It's a source of stress, anxiety, and unrest. As we become more caught up in the constant noise, we lose touch with the present moment. The simple joys of life, being in the here and now, are drowned out by an overload of thoughts. Whether it's an unfulfilled goal from years past or an unknown tomorrow, we find ourselves entrapped in a cycle of regret and anticipation without ever truly living. This fractured attention prevents us from fully engaging with the world around us, leaving us disconnected and, often, emotionally drained. The impact is profound. A distracted mind doesn't just make us feel overwhelmed. It directly influences our physical and emotional well-being. We become stressed, unable to relax or enjoy the present. Anxiety creeps in, often taking root without us fully realizing it. The mental chaos affects everything: our relationships, our productivity, and our happiness. How can we be fully present with loved ones if we're distracted by thoughts of missed opportunities? How can we focus on the task at hand when the mind is pulling us in multiple directions? In this state, achieving any form of inner peace feels almost impossible. In the midst of this internal conflict, a yearning for peace arises. We all crave it, yet most of us have no idea how to grasp it. We long for a quiet mind, a sense of calm that seems so elusive. We hear of meditation, mindfulness, and other practices that promise to bring us peace. But it's hard to see how these methods could ever be the solution when our minds seem incapable of stillness. The battle inside our heads feels too overwhelming, too entrenched in our daily lives for any simple solution to have an impact. The search for peace becomes not just a desire, but a necessity. We want to find the off switch for our racing thoughts. We want to feel in control of our mental state, rather than being at the mercy of whatever thought decides to surface next. The overwhelming sensation that we are never truly present in our own lives fuels the desire for something different. This longing is universal. Across cultures, religions, and personal philosophies, there is an acknowledgement that true peace is not just an ideal, but something we all seek in our own way. However, without the right tools, the path to that peace can often feel like an endless journey, one that leads to more questions than answers. The restless mind is the root of so many of our struggles, and while it can seem like an insurmountable force, understanding this battle is the first step toward finding the peace we so desperately desire. The road ahead may not be easy, but acknowledging the battle within is the beginning of finding a way out. The present moment is all we truly have, yet it often feels elusive, slipping through our fingers as we focus on the past or future. We live in a world that encourages us to look ahead, plan, and dwell on past experiences, often at the expense of the here and now. Our goals, fears, and regrets consume much of our mental energy, leaving little room to experience the present moment, where peace and fulfillment reside. Despite the simplicity of living fully in the moment, it's often one of the greatest challenges we face. Living in the present doesn't mean ignoring the past or future, nor does it require abandoning plans or memories. It's about shifting our focus from dwelling on what has already happened or worrying about what is to come. It's about engaging fully with what's happening now without judgment or distraction. When we're truly present, we can feel the air on our skin, the food we eat, the rhythm of our breath, and the beauty of the world around us. Yet, it's easy to slip into old habits of mental wandering, especially when our minds are accustomed to rushing ahead or lingering behind. Our tendency to focus on the past or future is deeply rooted in human nature. We often replay past mistakes, reliving joy or regret, or project ourselves into an uncertain future, believing that worrying can somehow control the outcome. In doing so, we miss the essence of life itself, the present moment, where peace, joy, and fulfillment exist. One of the greatest challenges is our inability to focus on what's in front of us. We are constantly distracted by smartphones, work demands, and everyday noise, creating barriers between us and the present. Our minds are often preoccupied with the past or future, leaving us unaware of the richness of the present. We eat without savoring, talk without truly listening, and walk through the world without seeing it. It's as if we're sleepwalking through life. True peace lies in focus. When we consciously direct our attention to the present, we experience life as it is. Peace doesn't come from escaping the moment, but from fully inhabiting it. When we focus on the here and now, we release the need to control the past or future, making space for calm and clarity. Peace becomes a present experience, available in every breath, step, and interaction. The more we practice being present, the more we realize how much of life has been spent in mental distraction. The constant pull between the past and future is exhausting, but returning to the present brings stillness and contentment. True peace resides in the simplicity of the present. By letting go of the tug-of-war between what was and what might be, we free ourselves to live fully in the only moment that matters, the present. In that space, peace isn't something we chase, but something we experience. The young man felt the weight of his restless thoughts like a constant burden. No matter how hard he tried, he could not find peace. His thoughts raced from past regrets to future worries. Every day he struggled to quiet the storm within him, but it seemed impossible. He lay awake at night, his mind spinning, overwhelmed by the anxiety of what had been and what might come. The world around him felt distant, and the more he tried to find peace, the more elusive it became. His inner world felt like a prison, and he was desperate for a way out. One day he met a wise teacher. The teacher's calming presence immediately struck him. The teacher invited him to sit and listen. Eager for guidance, the young man shared his struggles and longing for peace. After a long pause, the teacher gave him a simple task. Go into the forest, find a candle, light it, and carry it with you, making sure the flame doesn't go out. Return to me when you have done this. Puzzled yet intrigued, the young man set off. He lit the candle and began his journey through the dense forest. The task seemed simple, but he quickly realized how difficult it was to keep the flame from going out. The wind whispered through the trees, flickering the delicate flame. He had to be careful, every step measured. With each gust, he felt his focus narrow. The flame consumed his attention, and as he walked deeper into the forest, something began to shift. His mind, once chaotic, became quiet. The constant stream of thoughts slowed, each step taken with care, and each movement aligned with the present moment. He stopped thinking about the past or future, and his focus remained on the candle's flame. When he finally returned to the teacher, the candle still glowing brightly, he felt a profound sense of peace. The simple act of focusing on the flame had quieted his mind, and in that stillness he found peace. The teacher smiled knowingly, watching the transformation unfold. The flame you carried, he said, was not just a candle. It was a reflection of your mind. When you focus on the present, you protect your inner peace, just as you protected the flame. The young man began to understand that peace was not something external to be chased, but something that resided within. It could only be accessed through presence, focus, and awareness of the moment. The restless mind, once his enemy, had been tamed by the gentle power of the present. He realized that peace wasn't a destination, but a state of being available whenever he chose to focus on the now. The young man stood before the wise teacher, holding the flickering candle, feeling a sense of clarity he had never experienced. The journey, both physical and mental, had transformed him. For the first time in ages, his mind was calm, free from the constant barrage of thoughts that had once trapped him in worry and regret. He realized his peace had come when he focused solely on the present, on the task at hand. It wasn't the absence of thoughts, but engaging fully in the moment that brought him peace. The teacher, observing the transformation, nodded. "You see," he said, "when you focused on the candle, you were fully present. In that presence there is stillness, and in stillness there is peace." The teacher's words carried the weight of deep wisdom. The young man absorbed this. For so long he had thought peace was elusive, something to be pursued but never attained. He had believed peace meant a quiet, undisturbed mind. But now he understood that peace wasn't about escaping thoughts, but about focusing on the present moment, allowing the mind to rest in stillness. The teacher continued, "Most people are trapped by the past or consumed by the future. The past holds regrets and wounds, while the future is filled with worries and plans. But neither exist in the present. They are projections of the mind. When you focus on the here and now, your thoughts no longer pull you away. They become like clouds passing through the sky, unable to anchor you." The young man realized that his thoughts had once dictated his emotional state. His regrets and anxieties had controlled him, and he had been trapped in a cycle of overthinking. The key to peace, he now understood, was not avoiding thoughts but choosing where to direct them. The teacher smiled, sensing the shift. "You can't control every thought that comes to you, nor should you try. Thoughts are part of being human, but you can choose where to direct your attention. The past is no longer real and the future hasn't arrived. The present moment is all that exists, and when you immerse yourself in it, peace comes naturally." For the first time, the young man understood true freedom. It wasn't the absence of thoughts nor avoiding the past or future. It was the ability to be fully immersed in the present, to experience life without attachment or fear. He felt as if a weight had been lifted, his past and future no longer dictating his state of mind. The teacher gave one final piece of advice. True peace doesn't come from avoiding life's storms, but from standing in them with a calm heart. Life will always present challenges, but your ability to remain present will determine the peace you experience. The young man nodded, feeling a deep sense of clarity. He now knew that true inner peace was not a destination, but a state of being found by mastering the art of living in the present moment. This lesson would stay with him for life. The path to mastering the mind begins with awareness. Many of us live on autopilot, consumed by thoughts of the past or future, missing the present moment. The first step is to wake up to what's happening right now, paying attention to even the small things like the taste of your coffee, the warmth of the sun, or the sound of your breath. These moments are where peace resides. By focusing on the present, you train your mind to stay engaged in whatever you're experiencing. Living with awareness is not just about being present in quiet moments, but also in times of stress, chaos, or distraction. Mastering your mind involves learning how to bring your focus back to the present, no matter what's happening around you. When you feel overwhelmed by a thought or emotion, take a step back and observe it without judgment. Recognize that your thoughts are fleeting, like passing clouds in the sky of your consciousness. Detaching from the need to react helps create space for stillness within. In this space, you can choose how to respond rather than reacting impulsively. One way to develop this practice is mindfulness, which is the art of paying attention to the present moment with openness and curiosity. It can be done through mindful breathing or mindful movement, bringing awareness to each inhale, exhale, and body sensation. These small practices train the mind, making it easier to return to the present moment even during challenging times. Another tool is observing your thoughts. Instead of getting caught up in them, step back and watch them as they arise. Many thoughts are repetitive, often rooted in the past or future, and are not necessarily reflective of your current reality. By recognizing thoughts for what they are, fleeting mental events, you regain control over your mind instead of letting it control you. Living with awareness also means connecting deeply with others. In our fast-paced world, interactions are often rushed, with distractions from devices or our own thoughts. But when you are present with someone, listening without judgment or distraction, you create a deeper connection. This not only benefits your relationships but also enhances your own peace. Mastering your mind isn't about achieving perfection or quieting every thought. It's about being aware of when you drift from the present and gently guiding yourself back. Peace is always available. It's about where you direct your attention. The more you practice living with awareness, the easier it becomes to find peace. Even in life's challenges, the journey toward peace begins within, and with consistent effort, the fruits of this practice will blossom. Every moment spent practicing mindfulness is a victory. Take control of your thoughts and commit to living with greater awareness. The path to mastering your mind is a journey, and each step brings you closer to the freedom that lies in peace.